Sargassum arrives on Mexican beaches in large amounts and causes serious problems. When it accumulates, it decomposes quickly and releases gases like hydrogen and sulfur, which create bad smells and can affect people's health. It also covers turtle nests and damages the seagrass and coral reefs, and reduces the biodiversity obviously of the coastal ecosystem. Tourism is also affected because dirty beaches keep visitors away. There causes economical losses for hotels, restaurants, and local jobs. In addition, the sargassum is very salty and breaks down fast, which makes it hard to manage if it is not treated in the right way. It can pollute the sand and the water. Some cases for this is that the ocean currents and climate change in temperature, currents, and nutrient levels help the growth of sargassums. The nutrient pollution and access of nutrients in water helps the sargassums to grow faster. The overfishing it reduces the number of fish that usually helps to control and the algae and keep balance the ecosystem.
Now, for the consequences are the environmental, the economic, the health, and the waste management. In the environmental consequences are that it smokes turtle nests and blocks sunlight from the reaching the corals reefs, damaging the ecosystems. In the health is like their release hydrogen sulfur that it cause headaches and nausea in the local people. The economic is that the visitors don't go to dirty beaches, so that affects hotels, restaurants, and business. The waste management is that the sargassum is collect is difficult to give a well use because it's of high levels of salt, her fastest composition, and his high chances of contaminating sand and water ground. And now the CDGs that are involved are the CDG 6, that it's clean water and sanitization, the 30 that's climate change, and the 40 that it's life below water. And now our objectives are to damage a functional prototype able to collect sargassum that reach the coast and in a sustainable way. In order to reduce its impact, the project and our project will turn the angle into a useful product, for example, like organic fertilizers or that way. So, with good efficiency, low cost, and minimum damage to the coastal ecosystems.
Sargassum is a type of seaweed that flows in the ocean and, in recent years, has arrived in large amounts to the Caribbean coast. Although it is a natural part of the ecosystem, when it accumulates too much, it becomes an environmental, economic, and health problem. When sargassum piles up on the beaches, it decomposes quickly because of the heat and humidity. During this process, it releases gases like hydrogen sulfate, which has a strong rodent smell, and can cause headaches, irritation, or nausea. Also, when it covers the sand, it affects the turtles because it blocks their nests, damages corals, and reduces oxygen in the water, harming fish and other species. The excess of sargassum also affects people. It keeps tourists away, causes economic losses for coastal businesses, and increases cleaning costs. Even with all the efforts, manual or heavy machine collection is not always enough or sustainable.
Our marine tech project has a lot of chemical phenomena involved, one of it being the transformation of substances. Some salts and algae are removed from the water because of its organic compounds, because these particles usually tend to stay together. So this makes the cleaning process become faster. The second one is the biodegradation. This filter has an enzyme that makes this cleaning process faster. So, as a result, the particles of the sargassum tend to break down in smaller parts faster. The third is the absorption and bioabsorption of sargassum. Sargassum has a structure and properties that allow it to attract other chemicals, and because of that, the cleaning water process becomes more efficient. Now we will explain to you our Marine Tech project. Our Marine Tech project is a simple device that helps collect the sargassum before it reaches the beach. This helps protect other species and other flora. Our prototype is made up of recycled materials, and it has 3 filter levels that helps collect the algae from the water. Our container helps store the sargassum while the pump removes the clean water back to the surface. So it is a process where it absorbs the sargassum and releases the clean water in a continuous way. Our model shows how a real device will work in the ocean in a safe and sustainable way without contaminating or harming other species. So, our goal is to reduce pollution in the ocean and protect other species from the sargassum by time.
Now, for the expected performance of our prototype, we expect it to collect sargassum directly from the surface of the water and keep it inside the container before it reaches the beach. The system lets the water enter and pass through three levels of nests, which hold the sargassum while the water goes out clean through the pump. The prototype should be able to keep a stable flow of water, avoid blockages in the filters, and store the collected sargassum without sinking. It is also expected that the model works in different conditions, like small waves or changes in the amount of sargassum. Overall, the prototype is expected to collect the algae in a simple, fast, and safe way.
So our variables are the ones that we use to make the measurements of our prototype and how it's going to work. We include the measurements like the ratio and the height of our prototype, and also the quantities like time in which the sargassum will be filtered. We designed this prototype with the intention of reducing the amount of sargassum in the coast with a positive cost benefit.